Okay, this is part 2. I just shared with you guys the dream that I had a few days ago where it was like election day or the week of elections, and people were about to go out and vote, and I knew it was either Trump or Obama, and I was warning people. I said, don't vote for Obama. There was a lot more details to this dream, but that's just the main parts of it. So, by the way, do you guys like my coffee cup? I got this from Hobby Lobby, and it's one of my favorites, and it's also my husband's favorite, believe it or not. So anyway, what I get from this dream, well, and also I had shared that as I was pondering on that dream, just talking to the Lord about it, I received the name Rip Van Winkle, which turns out that his story is that one day he went off, he got drunk and fell asleep for 20 years, and all the while in his drunkenness and falling asleep, he missed out on the revolution, and he missed out on being able to vote in the election. And I was like, okay, that clearly ties back to the dream that I was just praying on. So the Lord is clearly giving us a message here. And what I get from that is, and this is probably not going to be, I know it's going to ruffle some feathers, and I get it, but I just want to preface everything by saying that I respect everybody's opinion. I respect the fact that we're all different people with different opinions. We all come from a different place. We're not all on the same page at the same time. You have to grow as a person and grow and mature in the Lord. So this is just my opinion as an individual, and I don't think that you have to believe exactly as I do, and I don't believe that you have to try to convince me to believe exactly as you do if you disagree. I respect everybody's opinion. So I feel like what the Lord is saying here is that with everything that's going on in this world and in this country, we are getting down to the wire to, we're just, 3, 4, 5 months away from voting. What I think he's saying here is that this isn't a time to be sitting on our thumbs, just staring into outer space, doing nothing about nothing. Things are getting pretty real in this country, and this country is very quickly going down the tubes. And so I've always kind of been of the opinion that, well, I'll say this. Just because there are a lot of like conspiracy Facebook pages or conspiracy YouTube channels, conspiracy theories that tell us that the elections are rigged and our vote doesn't matter and all these different things, just because somebody out there on the internet said that was true doesn't mean that it is true. And so I've always kind of been of that opinion that, I believed that my vote doesn't matter. Everything's controlled by the deep state. They have an agenda, and they're going to put in office who they want to put in office. So that has been my stance for quite a while. And then here, as of recently, I've really just been trying to grow more and more in the Lord. And I just try to line everything up to the Bible. And the Bible says that God appoints all leaders. So I thought, well, that kind of refutes the idea that everything is controlled by the Illuminati or the deep state or whatever you want to call them. Yes, this world is run by them and run by Satan, basically. But at the end of the day, God gets the last word, and he ultimately is in control of everything. But the Bible says that God appoints our leaders, and even with like Obama, I feel like this country at that time we were really starting to sink deeper into sin and farther away from God, and we were turning more to wickedness and things like that. And it was almost as if the Lord was saying, you know what, this is basically what you're asking for. This is the kind of leader you want. This is where you're headed, so I'm going to give you what you want, what you're asking for. And we had 8 years of that, and we realized, we had enough of that. And it was like a wake-up call for this country to wake up and pay attention and take our country back. And a lot of people realized that they needed to vote for somebody who stood for more righteous things, for who had the better choice for morals and values and godly things like that. Not that Trump is perfect, of course, or anything like that, because I know people will go down that rabbit hole as well. It's not about, I think people for some reason expect Trump to be a pastor, and he's not. He never even made a statement that he is any kind of like born again Christian or anything like that. He's just the ruler of this nation. So I don't know why Christians hate him so bad, because he's not walking a perfect Christian walk. He never claimed to be a born again believer. So he's not a pastor, he's a president. So if you even say that you support him as a president, Christians will come at you and say that you're worshiping man or you're trusting in man. And this, I don't know about you guys, but I have about had it with people who seem to not have any common sense anymore. There really seems to be a famine of common sense in this world today. Even in the Christian community, people are just so focused on all the wrong things, and they twist things, and the spirit of paranoia has taken over everybody. And it's not a bad thing to support a righteous president. And again, it's, of course this person isn't perfect, but he never claimed to be a believer, or he's not a pastor. He's a president, for goodness sake. Okay? So it's good to stand up for things that stand for righteousness, and for the most part, he stands for those things. And anyway, so I feel like people started to wake up after Obama and realized that they needed to get out there and vote for someone who stood for something better. And like I said, at that time, I believed that most likely my vote didn't matter for anything, and it was probably pointless. However, I told the Lord that between him and I, just in case my vote did matter, I wanted to show him, just between me and him, that I would get up off my butt and go out and do something about it. Just in case it matters for something, I wanted to show God that I was going to put, not just sit around and twiddle my thumbs all day. I was going to go out and do what I thought was right. And I did. Even though I thought it was likely pointless. I mean, it was an hour out of my day to prove to the Lord that in case it mattered for something, I wanted to do something about it. I wanted to have that good conscience towards God. And that's what our relationship with him is about being open and honest with him and having a good conscience and pure heart with him. So I did what I thought was right. And like I said, as I've been trying to line everything up with the Bible, it tells me that God appoints our leaders. And like I said, even with Obama, God saw basically what this country was asking for, and he gave us a taste of it. And he also appointed Trump in there he has done some good things for this country. He's been exposing a lot of people, and everything that's been swept under the rug for many, many years, he is, exposing those things. And he's a good president. Yeah, he's an arrogant person with a huge ego. He can be a bit of a you-know-what sometimes. But, I mean, so what? I like him because he speaks it like it is. He's not afraid to speak hard truths, and, love is tough sometimes. He just says it like it is. And I know there's a whole rabbit hole with, he's part of the Illuminati. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It doesn't matter. what matters is that God can use anybody. I mean, for goodness sake, God spoke through the mouth of a jackass. I could make a joke out of that, but I'll leave Obama out of this. So anyway, sorry. Anyway, I feel like what the Lord is saying with this is that we need to wake up and not be like Rip Van Winkle and just fall asleep and not pay attention and completely miss what's going on in the world around us. And with everything that's going on in the world, you hear more and more people say there's a revolution coming, and Rip Van Winkle slept clear through it, and he missed out on being able to vote. So, I mean, if you're someone that believes even still that voting is rigged and your vote doesn't matter, that's totally fine. I am cool with that. Everybody is entitled to their opinion, and I understand that not everybody is going to be where I'm at or believe exactly like me. That's fine. But I just encourage you to think about something that I thought about, which was, I thought, what if it's a trick and a deception from Satan to make you think that your vote doesn't matter and that you have no say whatsoever as an American, so that you will just sit out of it and opt out of voting and not cast a vote for the most righteous option at all. That's what I was asking myself. What if it's a trick from Satan to make me think that my vote doesn't matter so that I won't vote at all? And they say a vote for nobody is a vote for, either or party. So, I don't know. I just encourage you to think about that and to take everything to Jesus. And I don't think this is a time for us to be sleeping through what's going on, because there's so many Americans who are still asleep through everything that's going on right in front of their face, and it's getting down to the wire for being time to vote. And I think we as Christians should do that. I think the Lord wants us to get up and act, to get up off our butts and stand up for what's right. And like I said, in this dream I had, you were either voting for Trump or you were voting for Obama. There was no other option. And I was warning people, don't vote for Obama. I said the tribulation's coming. Don't vote for Obama. I didn't say vote for Trump. I said don't vote for Obama, which was the opposite party. So why would Jesus tell me to look up Rip Van Winkle? There's a message in this, and I feel like my opinion is that he's saying we need to get up and vote. And you guys, I have never been that person that's like, get out and vote. Make sure you vote. Did you vote today? A lot of people try to guilt people for not voting, and I'm not even trying to do that right now. And I don't think that you should try to guilt somebody to do something that they don't believe in. So, like I said, if you don't believe that voting, that your vote counts for anything, then that's between you and God. And I respect that. I get it. So you don't have to try to turn the comment section into a big debate about trying to get me to think like you, or it's not about that, you guys. Just do what you feel is right. And if you feel led by God, Lord willing, we're still here at that time anyway. If you feel led to vote, don't vote for please don't vote for the other party. But like I said, take everything to Jesus yourself. I just wanted to share this because I feel like it's important, and the Lord wants us to not be what I have been calling spiritual couch potatoes. We need to get up, you guys, and stop staring into space just waiting for Jesus to come back and not doing anything else. We have to participate in life. He said we have to occupy until he comes, and we have to be active in life as long as we're here, and this country is going down the tubes. And they obviously hate President Trump so much because of everything that he's exposing and all the good he is doing for this country. And yes, there are things he does that I really do not agree with. But you have to have common sense, you guys, and choose the better option. And another thing I realized is if the deep state was in control of everything and had the last say, then Hillary Clinton would be our president right now. That was their game plan. She was supposed to be the one that was president right now. But like I said, the Bible says that God appoints our leaders. God's plan overrides what the deep state and the Illuminati and Hillary Clinton and George Soros and all these people want to do. So I just encourage you to have a good conscience before God and do what you think is right. And we need to realize the more we sit around and do nothing, as far as like going out to vote, because that's what this message was all about, the more we just do nothing about it. I feel like, didn't we learn our lesson with Obama? When we don't stand up for what's right, we end up with people like Obama. And most of us know who he is and what his agenda is and what his fate is. And I was going around to people in this dream saying, don't vote for him. The tribulation is coming. So this is just my opinion, my take on what the Lord was saying with this. And I'm open to hearing what anybody else has to say. But please just don't debate and attack each other in the comments. Don't make it a political debate. All right. I think I might come back later to do another video, like a mini Bible study type of video. It might be later today, I'm not sure, but that's my plan. So hopefully I will talk to you guys later today.